one over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, I have had an absolutely brilliant idea for the 4th and final series on this channel. Guys, first of all, I take inspiration from Motorsport. They are a YouTube channel. I will leave a link in the description below for their channel, so you guys gotta check them out. They're much larger than we are. They are heading towards 300,000 subscribers. But the main inspiration was from this. And for those of you guys that are Call of Duty Zombies lovers, you guys will definitely have heard about the Smith plays, and it's a little bit of a combination between the Z House, which he did with a bunch of his friends, and a video that Autosport did. You guys are gonna see. I'm not gonna give anything away, but this is gonna become one very fun series on the channel. It's to get away from all the seriousness of the intense F1, dirt, and Project Cars 2 racing we do, and to have a more chilled and I would say jokey vibe. But for today, we're just gonna sit back, relax, and chill a bit, because today, guys, like you guys saw in the name of the video, this is going to be the top 7 tracks I want to see back on the F1 calendar. Yeah, we're gonna do that today, and guys, I'm super excited. I did a lot of research on some of these tracks, and I'm gonna give each of these tracks a few good reasons why I would want them back on the F1 calendar. So, without further ado, let's please just enjoy this beautiful 2004 V10 beast around the Interlagos circuit in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Oh, guys. The 2004 Ferrari F2004, I wasn't going for fast laps here or anything of the sort. I was just enjoying myself, listening to the car, getting a feel for Interlagos, and yeah. So guys, we've got 7 tracks, and I know you guys are saying, why not 10? Why could you only come up with 7? Because guys, you guys see the video is 21 minutes long, almost 22 minutes long, and I want to talk about each of these tracks with enough time and effort put into them. So let us do that, and you guys are actually gonna be surprised with a few of the tracks that I would like back on the F1 calendar. But to be quite honest, guys, I honestly would give anything to see some of these tracks back on the calendar. So without further ado, let's head to number 7. What do you guys think it's gonna be? Oh yeah, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, guys, in the USA. Now, guys, the track you are looking at is the black one, obviously, not the oval. Well, I wouldn't call it an oval, I would call it a... Let's just leave that there. We are looking at the Grand Prix layout. Now, guys, this track was redone, if I'm not mistaken, back in just after 2007. The inner circuit, there you guys can see a photo of Indy from the top. Beautiful racing facility. And, guys, I know you guys are not gonna like this, but I don't like COTA. I don't like Circuit of the Americas. I feel that the track was made off of taking stuff off of the other tracks. I mean, like in the first sector, the S's, that's stolen from Suzuka. You have the long back straight, which is taken from China. You have the quadruple right-hander, which was taken from an old F1 track, Turkey, which had a quadruple left-hander. I just feel COTA is a butcher off of other tracks, and they tried too hard, and I just don't like COTA. I would love Indianapolis to be their Formula 1 USA Grand Prix. It's a 3.925 kilometer track, 2.439 miles if you want to put it in that terms, 14 corners. It hosted Formula 1 from 2000 to 2007. We had some epic Grand Prix. It has now the potential to have 2 DRS zones, which will make for epic overtaking. It's a high-speed track. What is there not to love about Indianapolis? The reason it got taken off the calendar was due to this, guys. In the late 2000s, there were 2 tire providers in Formula 1, Michelin and Bridgestone. And around this track once, Michelin did not, the Michelin tires couldn't handle the embanking of the NASCAR circuit, and in practice and qualifying, some of the Michelin tire users had some bad crashes like you guys saw there with Yana. Truly, there's the start of the race, one of the most horrific races in F1 history. Only 6 cars started the race and also ended the race. But I would love to see Indy back on the circuit. As we head to number 6 on our list, yes guys, it is Imola. I would absolutely adore to see Imola back on the F1 calendar. And now you're probably asking, but we've got Monza, which is already the Italian Grand Prix. Guys, for those of you guys that didn't know, Formula One had 2 Italian Grand Prix back in the day. There was Monza and Imola at the same time. Now, obviously, I know Imola is a little bit of a sore spot thanks to the unfortunate death of Ayrton Senna back in 1994. But, guys, if I look back at Imola, 2005 and 2006, 2 consecutive years where Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso had a battle till the very last lap, till the checkered flag. In 2005, Alonso took the win. In 2006, it was Schumacher, but it was on the edge of your seat racing. It's a 5.040 kilometer long track for those of you guys that are in America, 3.132 miles. It's got 17 corners. It hosted Formula One from 1981 till 2006, and there are 2 DRS zones on this track, maybe 3. If you, with the modern cars having such high downforce, there's a possibility for 3 DRS zones, which means there's the chance of lots of overtaking. And that is what's the thing to me. This track is now more suited to modern F1 cars, and there will be the opportunity to overtake. And I think seeing a modern F1 car going around Imola will be absolutely awesome. And guys, to refer back to the battle between Alonso and Schumacher, I almost said Alonso and Senna. I wish. But also Imola had its fair share of big crashes, but the track has been made so much safer recently. It's a must, in my opinion, to have F1 cars back on this track. And guys, Alonso v Schumacher, there you guys can see, I even pulsed the image. These 2 guys made this track an absolute joy to watch, and I would love to see Imola come back onto the calendar. I don't think it's better than Monza, but I think if there were 2 Italian Grand Prix back in the day, why can't we have it now? And guys, jumping into the number 5 spot, we have got Sepang in Malaysia. A big favorite to return. Now guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the Malaysian circuit. It's a beautiful facility, it's a beautiful track, epic to race on. The track just doesn't suit me, it doesn't suit my driving style. But I can't take away that this track has provided some of the best Formula One action in the past that we have ever seen. Crazy weather. Basically it rains every day in Malaysia. So when you have a Grand Prix here, the chances of having a complete dry Grand Prix is not big, and it means it makes for such good racing. I think back in 2009 there was basically monsoon type weather at Malaysia, and the race was cancelled with about 30 laps into the race. The race didn't even reach 50%, and only half points were given to the drivers. But back to 2016, Rosberg v Hamilton. Hamilton having an engine blowout with about 25% of the race to go. Just crazy track. Malaysia actually is 5.542 kilometers, 3.44 miles. It's got 15 corners. The last race here in Malaysia was back in 2017, so not too long ago. I actually missed the Malaysian Grand Prix, and it's epic to watch, not so much epic to drive from my perspective. There you guys can see the beautiful weather shots here of Malaysia. Absolutely awesome track, and the weather always plays a role. Not just that, guys, it's got 15 corners, and it has got the potential to have 4 DRS zones. And guys, the reason I'm talking about DRS in this video, modern F1 cars have DRS. Without DRS, the sport we all have to wake up and smell the roses. Without DRS, the sport would be more boring because of the high downforce of the cars. They need DRS to make overtaking more of a thing. That overtaking is there's more action in the Grand Prix. So you have to take that into account. There's the potential for 4 DRS zones here around Malaysia, around Sepang International Raceway. And that is it's a win-win. It's a win-win. And like I said, the crazy weather. You can't get a track with more crazy weather than Malaysia. And I think Malaysia is truly a lost gem. F1 lost a gem here. And it would really just be an absolute joy to see the Sepang International Raceway, the Malaysian Grand Prix, return to the F1 calendar. It's a proper track for F1, got some epic corners, and I feel that it should return. But guys, jumping into number 4 on our list, guys, the track that I feel should replace the Japanese Grand Prix, that should replace Suzuka, yes, you guys saw correctly, Fuji Speedway. Now guys, just hear me out. Suzuka, epic track with some iconic corner names, which I can't show away. But Fuji is more suited to the modern F1 cars. Guys, let's look at Fuji. 4.563 kilometers, 2.835 miles, 16 corners. It only hosted 2 modern Grand Prix in 2007 and 2008. It's got the potential for 2 DRS zones. And I mean, even if they only put in 1, which is on the main straightaway, we're guaranteed to see intense battling and overtaking. I feel Fuji Speedway should replace Suzuka. It's just a better fit to the modern F1 cars, in my opinion. Also guys, if I think back to Fuji Speedway, an epic battle was in 2007 between Felipe Massa and Robert Kubica. Guys, 2007, like this actual race was soaking wet. And on the final lap of the Grand Prix, Massa and Kubica locked horns and they fought for the whole lap. I think they overtook each other probably like 5 times in that one lap. If you guys want to go check it out, just type in 2007 Fuji Grand Prix. Or just type in Massa v Kubica 2007 Fuji on YouTube, and you will see a titanic final lap battle. It's something that I would love to see back, and what I feel, due to modern F1 cars, would be a better bet than Suzuka. But guys, jumping into our top 3, guys, we need a solid German track on the calendar. This thing with Hockenheim, 1 year on, 1 year off, is not working for me, and I feel the Nürburgring Grand Prix track should return to the Formula 1 calendar. And guys, this track has been upgraded over the last few years. It had a massive revamp at the end of 2007. And guys, it's an absolutely awesome track. Guys, just look at the corner names quickly. Turn 1, Castrol. Turn 7, the Ford Curve. Turn 8, Dunlop hairpin. 9 to the T9 to T10, the Michael Schumacher S, which in modern F1 cars will be taken flat out. An uphill flat out chicane. You can't get much better than that. Turn 13, the Hatzenbecht Bogen. Turn 16, the Coca-Cola Curve. What is there not to love about this track, guys? It's a 5.148 kilometer track, 3.199 miles. It's got 16 corners. And the last F1 race that it hosted was the 2007 European Grand Prix. But guys, like I said, this thing with Hockenheim, 1 year it's on the calendar, 1 year it's off. 1 year it's on, 1 year it's off. First of all, for all the German drivers on the current F1 grid, and also just because Germany is so passionate about F1, we need a solid year after year German track on the calendar. And I feel Nürburgring is a better fit than Hockenheim. It's a little harder to overtake here at the Nürburgring, but guys, I just feel it's going to sit better than Hockenheim. It's just going to sit back better. And guys, which other track do you have where this first corner will make the car's 3-wheel? Through the first corner, the right front tire does not touch the ground. How cool is that? And I mean, look at 2006. Alonso v Schumacher, an astronomically huge fight for the win. In 2007, we had absolutely bonkers weather. Nürburgring has to return. But guys, jumping into number 2, probably one of my favorite tracks of all time. Can you guys guess it? Can you guys guess it? It's got a quadruple left-hander. I talked about it earlier in the video. Guys, this track, I don't know why it ever went off the F1 calendar. The last race it hosted, I actually didn't put it in when it hosted the last race. Oh yeah, 2011. 2005 to 2011. It is Istanbul Park in Turkey. Guys, probably one of the best designed racetracks in the world. And yes, I know that's gonna make a lot of controversy. People are not gonna agree with me. This track has to return. Guys, let's run through the track. A tricky downhill turn 1. It's a left-hander. Always provided absolutely awesome action at the start of any Formula 1 Grand Prix. You've got turn 8, which is the quadruple left-hander. Then you've got from turn 9 to turn 14, tight and twisty, but also with enough high speed. Guys, look at that. That's the 2008 Turkish Grand Prix. It's a Williams and a Force India having a little bit of a battle there, and it ending not too well. The first corner always provided epic action, and I feel this is a track that should return. Guys, it's got the potential for 4 DRS zones. And yes, I'm talking about DRS because the modern F1 cars have it, and that is what is making overtaking such a joy in modern F1. You cannot take this into consideration. It's got the potential for 4 DRS zones. And how can you forget about this? The 2010 battle between Lewis Hamilton and the 2 Red Bulls, and the 2 Red Bulls bottling it and giving McLaren a free 1-2 on the podium, with Vettel and Mark Webber colliding on the back straight. You can't get much better than that. Turkey has to return. And guys, heading into number 1, you guys guessed it. It's gonna be Kyalami Raceway here in my home country of South Africa. Here in probably the coolest city ever, in Mzansi, in Johannesburg. Guys, what is there not to love about Kyalami? It was recently purchased by Porsche South Africa. And guys, this track has gone so many overhauls, so many upgrades. Guys, this track would suit modern F1 cars to a T. Guys, it's a 4.104 kilometer track, 2.55 miles. It's got 16 corners with epic corner names. Let me quickly take you through the corner names. And I'm sure the South Africans that watch my content are specifically going to love this. Turn 2, Crowthorne. Turn 4, Yixkay Sweep. Turn 5, Barbecue. For all the South Africans, ons gaan nou braai by draai 5. Then you've got turn 6, Sunset. Turn 7, Clubhouse. Turn 10, the highest point on the track, Leeuwkop. For those guys in English, it's basically directly translated to Lionhead. The turn 10, you look out over the entirety of Johannesburg. It's beautiful. I actually put a picture in here of one of the Porsches at turn 10 overlooking Johannesburg. Leeuwkop. Turn 12, Mineshaft. You head downhill. Turn 13 to 14, the Crocodiles. There's the picture of the Porsche, guys, overlooking the entirety of Johannesburg, here of Josie. Then turn 13 to 14, the Crocodiles, and turn 15, Cheetah, because it's a flat-out right-handed kink in any car. And guys, F1 was here in the early 90s, I think, for the last time. It was before I was a twinkle in my daddy's eye. Guys, I want Kyalami back. I've never seen an F1 car in person. And I have this passion for this motorsport. We've got no South African drivers on the F1 grid, I know. But we also have no Vietnamese drivers. And we've now got a Vietnamese Grand Prix. Why can't we have a South African Grand Prix? I mean, guys, the 9 hours of Kyalami returned in the World Endurance Race Series last year. The track has been upgraded. It is ready for Formula 1. It is ready. We need Kyalami back. And I'm sure a lot of South Africans will agree with me when I say this. We need something, especially the motorsport guys, to get our blood pumping. And I feel Kyalami would be a perfect fit. Guys, I know I'm already done with the pictures, but let me just quickly complete this. It's got the potential for 2 DRS zones, Kyalami. And all I said here on my notes was, just come back to F1. To Kyalami, sorry. For FIA, bring Kyalami back. Bring back the South African Grand Prix. I beg of you. But guys, that has been this video. Guys, a little bit something new on the channel. More chilled, more jokey. And guys, please keep an eye on this series. I've got such awesome plans for this series. Please go down in the comments down below if you guys have any ideas of top 10s or top 20s that I can do in the future. Guys, if this is your first time feasting your eyes on Turbo Fox Races, please hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future Motorsport Lounge episode, F1 2019 episode, Dirt 4 episode, or Project Cars 2 episode. Guys, every and anything you need for racing, awesome racing, you will find here on Turbo Fox Races. Guys, finally, please share this video with your friends and also follow me on social media. Please, if you share this video, tag me on Instagram or Twitter and I will give you a shout out in a future video. And guys, finally, the tiny thing to do, please go down below, drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen today. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. Please show me that you guys are going to enjoy this content by hitting that like. Let's see if we can hit 10 likes on this episode. That is my goal for this episode. But guys, to round things off, let's just quickly go through the tracks again, what I would like to see return. Indianapolis, it should replace Kota, definitely. I think it's going to be a better bet, and I think the modern F1 cars they will thrive around Indianapolis. Then you've got Imola. Who says we can't have 2 Italian Grand Prix? We did in the past. We can do that again. Sepang, Malaysia, a fan favorite and also a driver favorite. We need to see the Malaysian Grand Prix back on the F1 calendar. Fuji Speedway to replace Suzuka. I think Fuji Speedway will lend itself to much better wheel-to-wheel racing, and that is the main reason I feel Fuji Speedway should return. Nürburgring, we need a solid, constant German Grand Prix every year on the F1 calendar, and what better place than the Nürburgring. Guys, second place, probably one of the best racing facilities in the world, Istanbul Park in Turkey. It should never have disappeared off the calendar. I want Turkey back. Please, FIA, bring Turkey back. I want to see these modern cars go through that quadruple left-hander turn 8. We have to see that. And guys, finally, my home track, Kyalami. It's half an hour's drive away from my house. I will be the first person to arrive and the last to leave. That's guaranteed. But I'll see you guys next time. Cheers!